projection of solids. So what do you mean by a solid and how we will draw the projections to that solid? So solid is a three-dimensional object which is having length, breadth and height of the object. So it will having three dimensions, that means the length and also breadth and also height of the object. So solids are mainly classified into two types. One is right solid and second one is the oblique solid. What is meant by the right solid and what is meant by the oblique solid? So right solid means, so here again the right solid is also divided into two types. One is polyhedron and second one is the solid of revolution, and again the polyhedron is also divided into three types. One is regular polyhedrons. The best example for regular polyhedrons are tetrahedron, cube, octahedron, dodecahedron and icosahedron. And coming to the prism, another type of polyhedron is a prism, triangular prism, square prism and pentagonal prism and hexagonal prism. Like we have so many types of prisms. And also another type of polyhedron is a pyramid. So pyramid is a one type of regular polyhedron. So triangular pyramid, square pyramid, pentagonal pyramid and hexagonal pyramid and etc. And coming to the solids of revolution, so there are three solids of revolutions. One is cylinder, cone and sphere. So right solid means a solid geometrical figure whose axis is perpendicular to its base. Suppose if the solid geometrical figure whose axis is perpendicular to its base, then it is said to be a right solid. And coming to the oblique solid, a solid whose geometrical figure whose axis is being inclined, not perpendicular. So then the type of the solid is, we can call it as oblique solid. Next one. So again the right solid is divided into three types. Polyhedron, two types. Polyhedron and also solids of revolution. So polyhedron, what do you mean by the polyhedron? Here I'm showing different types of polyhedrons. So example for the polyhedrons here I'm showing here. So polyhedron means a solid. Suppose if you take this one is the tetrahedron. So a solid which is bounded by the plane faces, and pairs of which meets along the edges, then the solid is said to be a polyhedron. So here a solid which is bounded by the plane surfaces, plane faces and pairs which will meets all the edges, along the edges, then the solid is said to be a polyhedron. Or sometimes they are giving the regular polyhedron. Regular polyhedron means if all the faces are identical regular polygons. If all the faces are identical regular polygons making equal angles with each other, then the polyhedron is said to be a regular polyhedron. So here I am taking an example for a tetrahedron. So tetrahedron having four equal triequilateral triangle faces. So here it is a one type of regular polyhedron having four equal equilateral triangle faces. So the shape is look like equal equilateral triangle faces, four equal equilateral triangle faces having the tetrahedron polyhedron. So another type of regular polyhedron, another example is a cube. We know that cube is having six equal square faces. So cube is a one type of regular polyhedron. And also another one octahedron. Octa means 8. So octahedron is a type of polyhedron having 8 equal triangular faces. So here 1, 2, 3, 4. At the another side also we have 4 equal triangular faces, and at one side we have 4 triangle faces, and at another side also we have 4 triangle faces. So totally octahedron having the 8 equal triangular faces. And coming to the another one, dodecahedron is a one type of regular polyhedron. So dodecahedron having 12 equal pentagonal faces. So it is look like the faces are look like a pentagon shape. So if you see that here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here at one side we have 6 equal pentagonal faces. At another side also we have 6 equal pentagonal faces. Totally it will having 12 equal pentagonal faces. So that is about the dodecahedron. So icosahedron is a one type of regular polyhedron which is having 20 equilateral triangular faces. So it will having 20 equilateral triangle faces. So then the type of the polyhedron is we can call it as the icosahedron. Polyhedron is nothing but a solid which is bounded by the faces, plane faces, and pairs of which meets along the edges. Then the solid is said to be a polyhedron. A regular polyhedron means if all the faces are identical regular polygons making equal angles with each other, then the polyhedron is said to be regular polyhedrons. Regular means equal regular polygons. Equally faces are equal, or these are having the regular polygons, having the sides are also equal and faces are also equal in case of regular polyhedrons. And coming to here, the polyhedron is further, the second type of polyhedron is a prism. First type of a polyhedron are discussing here, regular polyhedron. Second one is the prism. So prism, what do you mean by the prism? So here we have some example for the prisms is there. So these are the some of the example for the prisms. So I am taking, so this one is the pentagonal prism. So this is look like a pentagonal prism, and this one is we can call it as the triangular prism. So first of all, what is meant by the prism? So a prism is a polyhedron. A prism is a polyhedron with two end sides of polygonal bases. So a prism, so this one can be defined as, so a prism is a type of a polyhedron with two end-sided polygonal bases which are parallel and congruent, with each other. And lateral faces are look like rectangle faces. So these are the lateral faces. These lateral faces are look like rectangle. So prism is a polyhedron with two end-sided polygonal bases which are parallel and congruent, and the lateral faces are look like rectangle shape. So then the type of the polyhedron is said to be prism. So here, suppose if an imaginary line is passes through this prism. Suppose if an imaginary line passes through the prism of the bases, then it is said to be axis. So axis line is always will drawn from the center of the bases. From the center of the bases, we will draw the imaginary line which is passing through the center of the base. That imaginary line we can call it as axis. So coming to a right or regular prism has equal regular polygonal bases. Axis. So here, so this one is a right regular prism. This one is a right regular prism because it will having regular polygonal bases. But that means the sides look like a regular polygon. Suppose, and axis in case of regular prisms, the axis is always perpendicular to its base. So this axis line is always perpendicular to the base. And all the faces, so these faces, suppose it is an example for a pentagonal prism, all the faces are look like rectangles. So we have, so in pentagonal prism, regular pentagonal prism, so we have five equal rectangular faces is there. So prisms are named, so these prisms are named according to the shape of their base. So the base is look like a here pentagon, so that this type of prism is we can call it as the pentagonal prism. So here if you take, so here the base of the prism is look like in a triangle, so that this type of prism is we can call it as the triangular prism. So this is the triangular prism and this one is the pentagonal prism. So this is the pentagonal prism. And coming to the here important parts in the prism. What are the important parts? Suppose if you draw the axis line through the center of the base. So this line is, we can call it as the axis. And these lines, so these lines are, we can call it as the lateral edges. Lateral edges, longer edges are also, we can call it as, these are the longer edges. Always these edges are, we can call it as longer edges from the base or the from. So this is the base and this is the bottom face and this is the top base. So in the top base also we have the edges. So these are the edges. So for the triangular prism we have three edges is there, three edges, and this one is the faces. So these are the faces. The faces are look like rectangle. So these faces are, we can call it the rectangular faces. So this is about the regular prism. Regular prism. And here I am explaining triangular prism and also pentagonal prism. So the bases are look like a pentagon, so that this type of prism is, we can call it as pentagonal prism. And coming to the next, another important type of polyhedron is pyramid. So what do you mean by the pyramid? So pyramid, so I am giving the example for the pyramid. A pyramid is a one type of polyhedron. This is also one type of polyhedron with n-sided polygonal base. So this is a one type of an example for the pyramid. So the pyramid is a type of a polyhedron with n-sided polygonal bases. With n-sided polygonal bases. Suppose if it is a triangular pyramid, here side n-sided polygonal bases. So these are the bases here. N-sided polygonal bases, and lateral faces are look like in triangles. The lateral faces are, these are the lateral faces. In case of pyramid, the lateral faces are look like triangles meeting at one point. That point is, we can call it as the apex point or the vertex point. So I am once again repeating this one. A pyramid is a polyhedron with n-sided polygonal bases, and the lateral faces are look like triangle meeting at one point called vertex or apex point. So this one is the apex point here, and these are the lateral faces are look like a triangle faces, and this is the base of the pyramid. Suppose if an imaginary line passing through suppose if this is the imaginary line, if an imaginary line that joins the apex and the base center, so this one is, we can call it as the axis line. We know that axis line, I am already discussing in the lines representation. So the axis line is always represented with a small dash and small dash, long dash and small dash, long dash and small dash, so long dash and small dash. So it is a continuous thin line. We can represent it by using a 2H pencil. So a right regular pyramid, this is an example for right regular pyramid. So why we are calling this one is a right regular pyramid? Because the side in the base, all the sides are equal here, so that we can say it to be this one is a right regular pyramid. So a right regular pyramid has regular polygon base and axis here. If you see the axis, how the axis in case of right regular pyramid, axis is perpendicular to its base, and all the faces are look like an isosceles triangle faces, an isosceles triangles. So this is about the regular pyramid. So if the pyramids are also named according to the shape of this base. So the base shape is look like here triangle, so that this one is an example for the triangular pyramid. So here the base of the shape of the base is look like a square, so that this type of pyramid is, we can call it as the pentagon. This one is square pyramid. And here the base of the shape of the base is look like a hexagon, so that this one is an example for the hexagonal pyramid. So these are some of the examples for the pyramid. Suppose if it is a square pyramid, we have four equal isosceles triangle faces. So these are the faces and this is the base. So these are the edges of the base and this one is the apex point. So right solids are, I am once again repeating, right solids are divided into two types. One is polyhedron and another one is solids of revolution. So this is also very important one. So these solids, the solids of revolutions means, so the solids which are obtained by revolving a plane figure. The solids which are obtained by revolving a plane figure like rectangle, like triangle or a semicircle about a fixed point, fixed line, then the curve generated is, we can call it as the solids of revolution. So example for the solids of revolution: cylinder and cone and also sphere. So what do you mean by the cylinder? So a cylinder is a type of solids of revolution obtained by revolving a rectangle about one of its side. So suppose, so this type of cylinder, so this is an example for the cylinder. So this cylinder is generated here. This cylinder is generated, so this is one type of solid of revolution by revolving about a rectangle. So it is revolved about a rectangle, one of its sides. So here the side is, you can take it as the axis line. So around this rectangle, so around this fixed side, if you revolving around this rectangle, so this is the rectangle. So if you revolving around its fixed side, so then the curve generated is, we can call it as cylinder. So this is the shape of that cylinder. Whenever the solid of revolution obtained by revolving a rectangle about one of its side is called as an axis, so then the curve generated is, we can call it as a cylinder. So this is an example. This is the shape of the cylinder. So this is the top face and this is the bottom face. Both the top face and bottom face are look like a circle, and so these are the generators. So a right cylinder has all the generators, and so here axis is also always perpendicular to its base. So we have generators. So in cylinder, so if you divide the circle into so many number of parts like 12 and 8 parts, so we have so many types of generators is also there. Okay, so we have so many generators is there in the cylinder. So here this one is the generator and this is also one type of generator. Okay, this is about the cylinder. And coming to the cone is also one type of solid of revolution. So the cone is obtained, always it is obtained by revolving about a triangle. So the cone is a curve which is obtained by revolving a triangle about a fixed side. Fixed side is here called as the axis. So a cone which is obtained by revolving a triangle about its fixed side, then the curve generated is, we can call it as the cone. So this is an example for cone. So this is the shape of the cone. So here this one is the apex point and this one is the base of the cone. So the base of the cone is always look like a circle. So a cone is imagined as a pyramid. So it is also look like, if you imagined with a pyramid, so it is also look like a pyramid. So it is also imagined as a pyramid with infinite number of lateral faces. And the cylinder is also imagined when we can comparing with the prism with infinite number of lateral faces. So any line of the surface of the cone, any line of the surface of the cone, so these are, we can call it as here generators. Any line on the surface of the cone is, we can call it as the generators. So this is about the solids of revolution. And also we have another important curve is also another important solid of revolution, that is sphere. So if sphere is nothing but, so the sphere is a curve by revolving around a semicircle. So the sphere is obtained by revolving about a semicircle, then the curve generated is, we can call it as a sphere. Frustum of pyramid and frustum of cone. What do you mean by the frustum of a cone? Suppose, so this is a cone, so this is a cone and also this is the pyramid. Suppose when a regular pyramid or a cone, when a regular pyramid or a cone is cut by a plane, suppose if it is a regular pyramid, regular cone, suppose it will be cut by a cutting plane. I will cut by a cutting plane parallel to its base. Base ki parallel, so it will be cut parallel to its base. Then the portion of the solid containing the apex is removed. So whenever I am cutting this right circular cone with a cutting plane parallel to its base, the portion of the solid containing the apex should be removed. The remaining portion of the solid is, we can call it as frustum of a cone. Suppose if it is, so if the regular pyramid is cut by a plane parallel to its base, then the portion of the solid containing the apex is removed, then the remaining portion of the solid is said to be frustum of a pyramid. So here I am giving an example for, so this is an example for frustum of a pentagonal pyramid and this is the frustum of a cone. So here, if it is a pentagonal pyramid, whenever it will be cut by a cutting plane, so the portion of the solid containing the apex should be removed. Then the curve obtained, then the remaining portion of the solid is, we can say it to be frustum of the pyramid. So we'll get the shape of the frustum of a pyramid is like that, and the shape of the frustum of a cone is, so this is the frustum of a cone. This is about the introduction about the solids. So in the solids, so solids are divided into two types. One is right solid and second one is the oblique solid. So if the axis of the solid is perpendicular to its base, then the type of the solid is, we can say it to be right solid. And if the axis of the solid is not perpendicular to its base, that means if the axis of the solid is some inclined, so then the type of the solid is said to be oblique solid. Next, in right solids, so right solids are also divided into two types. One is polyhedron and second one is the solids of revolution. In polyhedron we have three types. The polyhedron is also divided into three types. One is regular polyhedron and the second one is prism and pyramid. And solids is also divided into three types. One is cylinder and cone and sphere. So this is about the introduction about the projection of solids. So here the orientation of solid is very important. Orientation means position of the solids. How we will draw the projections of the solid? Always we will draw the projections with respect to the axis in case of solid. So here we have 6 orientations is there. In case of projection of solids, we have 6 orientations. First orientation is here, axis is perpendicular to HP. Axis is perpendicular to the HP. Suppose if you treated this base is the horizontal plane and this this wall is, you can take it as the vertical plane. Axis perpendicular to HP. Suppose I am taking this one as a prism. So axis perpendicular to the HP, always you can see the axis position only. Whenever the axis perpendicular to HP, how we will draw the projections? So this is the one of the position, and second one is axis perpendicular to VP and parallel to HP. And the third position, axis parallel to both HP and VP, or it is also, you can call it as axis perpendicular to the profile plane. And the fourth orientation, axis is inclined to HP and parallel to the VP. And the fifth position, axis is inclined to VP and parallel to the HP. And the last position is axis inclined to the both HP and VP. First of all, the first position is here, axis perpendicular to the HP. So here I am giving an example, a square pyramid. Suppose they are giving this, the type of the solid is, they are giving the square pyramid. What they are giving here, a square pyramid of base side 40 mm and axis 60 mm is resting on its base is on the HP. So I am taking, so this one is the base. So what they are giving, a square pyramid of base side 40 mm and axis 60 mm. So this axis side should be 60 mm, which they are giving in the problem. So when the square pyramid of base side 40 mm and axis 60 mm is resting on its base is on the HP. What they are giving, base is on the HP. So draw its projection when a side of its base is parallel to the VP. Suppose if you assuming here, whenever the square pyramid of base, its base is on the HP, how the axis is look like? So if the axis is perpendicular to the HP and it is parallel to the VP. So by seeing the position of the base, so we can derive the position. So what the position is there with respect to the base, so we can derive. So in the problem they are clearly giving a square pyramid of base is on the HP. That means like that. So whenever the base is on the HP, so the assumption is very, very important. So the axis is always perpendicular to the HP. So in this position, suppose if you see the object from the top view direction. So if you see the object from the top view direction, we will see the base of that view. So first of all we will draw the base of the square pyramid, and after that if you see the object from the front view direction, so this is the direction of the front view. Whenever you can see the object from the front view, we will get the rectangle face on the as the front view of our diagram. So whenever a pyramid or a prism of base is on the HP is giving, it is always axis is always perpendicular to HP. So we can assuming whenever the base is on the HP, we can assuming axis perpendicular to the HP and draw the base of our view as the top view of our diagram. So base of our view. So solving this problem here, solve this problem. So I am drawing the reference line. Draw the reference line XY and draw the top view of our diagram. How we will draw the top view? Draw its projections. When a side of its base parallel to the VP means draw the side of the base parallel to the reference line in the top view. Draw the side of the base parallel to the reference line in the top view. So draw the side with 40 mm. Draw the side of the base parallel to the reference line. That means parallel to the reference line. We can construct a square as the base of our top view. After constructing the base, we are locating the center point, because always in the solids, always the orientations can be started with respect to the axis, so that after drawing the top view, we can locate in the center point. From the center, we will draw the axis line always. So here you can locate in the center of the top view. That means you can joining the opposite diagonals. Always, so in pyramids, always you can represent the inner edges is also will draw the thick lines. In the top view, whenever you will draw the pyramids, projections to the pyramid, will draw the inner edges is also thick lines. That means these are the from the center we will draw the inner edges. So here I am giving the notations in the top view as, so this is A, so this is B, and this is C, and this is point D. So from the center, so here these are OA and OB, OC and OD are the inner edges. These edges is also here, make it thick. After drawing the top view, from the center of that top view, we will draw the axis line. So what is the axis height they are giving in the problem? That is 60. So from the reference line, draw the axis line. So this axis line is always you should represent it by using your 2H pencil. So from the reference line the axis height is 60. So take 60 mm. So here the type of the solid is a pyramid, so that we will get the top view as a triangle face. So from this side, so you can projecting this is the direction of the front view. So projecting it, so here you will get A dash comma D dash point, and here you will get B dash comma C dash. So from this base, from this points, so we will joining apex point and this point. So this one is joining, we will draw the triangle faces. This is our required diagram. So make it thick. So this is our top view and this is our front view of our diagram. Top view and front view of our diagram. When the base is on the HP giving in our problem, so we can assuming in case of plane surfaces, we can assuming when the base is on the HP, when the side is or the side of the base is on the HP, we can assuming plane surface parallel to HP. But in case of solids, whenever the base is on the HP is giving, we can assuming axis is perpendicular to HP. So here both the top view and front view should be represented by using your HB pencil. So this is apex point O dash. So this is our first problem. So after that we will give the dimensioning to this problem. So this dimension is they are giving that 40 and this is 60. Axis side should be 60. So like that we will draw the diagram. This is the first problem in this problem. And coming to the second problem is here. A side of the base is inclined 30 degrees to the VP. So but the base is on the HP. With respect to the base we will draw the top view. So here base is on the HP, we can assuming axis perpendicular to HP and draw the top view as the base. But the base is always you can draw with an angle of 30 degrees to the VP. So for that one, so I am drawing the base. So locate a point on the reference line. So from that point with an angle of 30 degrees, we will draw an inclined line. We will draw an inclined line. Through that inclined line, we will draw the base of that. We will draw the side with 40 mm. So draw the side through the 30 degrees inclined manner. Draw the side with 40 mm. Now from the corners of that side, we will draw the perpendicular lines. So this is our top view of our diagram. So the base is our top view. So this is the base. So the base is inclined with respect to 30 degrees to the VP. So this angle should be they are giving in the problem. After drawing the top view, we will give the notations. So here A and this is point B and this is point C and this is point D. And now from the points on the top view, so now we are locating the center point. So joining opposite diagonals BD and also AC, and locate the center point of the top view. So from the center we will draw the axis line. Draw the axis line. So from the reference line to the axis height is they are giving 60 mm. So this is the apex point. Take it as this one is the O dash and this is point O. Now from the points on the top view, just we will draw the vertical projection lines up to the reference line. And from point B, from point C also, we will draw the vertical projection lines. So here, whenever you can see the object from the downward direction, A, B, C are visible, but the point D is invisible. So from that point, we will get the dotted lines. So joining, we will draw the triangular faces. That means joining O dash and this one. And this is the hidden point. So hidden lines are always you can drawn by using your H pencil like that. So the base, so this is the base. The base is also thick here. So here we'll get A dash and here we'll get D dash which is invisible, and here we'll get B dash and here we'll get C dash. This is our required diagram. And coming to the third problem is here. All the sides of the base are equally inclined to the VP. All the sides of the base are equally inclined means the angle with respect to VP is here. Side of the base angle with respect to VP is here 45 degrees. So you can tilt the side with an angle of 45 degrees and draw the top view of our diagram. So locate a point on the reference line with the 45 degrees angle. We will draw a side with 45 degrees angle. In that side, we will draw a side with 40 mm. In that side, we will draw a side with 40 mm. And from that corner, so we will draw the perpendicular lines. Well, identifying here, identification of base, where we will get the base. So that identification of base is very important with respect to the axis. So that is very important here in case of projection of solid. So this is A, point B and point C and point D. So you can joining A, B, C, D, joining A, C and B, D and locate the center point. So the diagram is look like a rhombus. So the center is passing through the diagonal BD here. So this is the center O. So that I will draw the axis line. Here point B is visible, so that this point B is passing through the center, so that the axis line is also visible. So that we will draw the axis line by using our HB pencil, because the center is passing through the diagonal. So this is A dash, and here we will get B dash comma D dash, and here we will get C dash, and this is O dash. So here this one is also thick line, because O dash is passes through the point B and D, so that the axis line is also you can represent it as thick line in this problem. So when the sides are equally inclined, so that this angle of inclination with respect to VP is here 45 degrees. And here the inner edges in all the problem, the inner edges is also make it thick. The inner edges is also make it thick. Only in case of pyramids, the inner edges is also make it thick. We'll draw the inner edges is also make it thick lines. So this is our first position, axis perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP. So whenever the base is on the HP, so we can assuming the axis perpendicular to HP and draw the base of that view. So here, whenever the axis perpendicular to HP and parallel to the VP, the base of the view can be obtained on the top view, so that we will draw the top view of our diagram. After drawing the top view, locating the center of that top view, by joining the opposite diagonals, we will draw the center. Through the center, we will draw the axis height. From the reference line to the axis height, you can suppose they are giving 60 or 70. So with that height, we will draw the axis line. After drawing the axis line, if they are giving the pyramid, so we will draw the triangle face as the front view. Suppose if it is a prism, we will draw the rectangle face as the front view. Suppose it is a cylinder, we will draw the rectangle faces as the front view. Suppose it is a cone, we will draw the triangle face as the front view of our diagram.